everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies, and today we're going to be reviewing Anora, the winner of the Best Picture for the 97th Annual Oscars. Right now I'm going to have some information up on screen for you to read, like director, runtime, and PAA rating. All of that will be up on screen for you to read right now. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on Anora. But without further ado, let's get right into the pros. Alright, starting off, I gotta go ahead and give praise to the director of this movie, Sean Baker, who has done a bunch of other films like Red Rocket, Florida Project, and Tangerine, none of which I have seen before, and Anora is really the first Sean Baker movie that I've seen, and really, I thought this movie, for his directing, I thought he did a pretty good job in terms of the directing its movie. I think it flows beat by beat seamlessly, and there are just a lot of great things that this movie goes ahead and does, and I really do think that Sean Baker does a great job in that director's chair. And really, this is like I said, the only Sean Baker movie I've seen. I do plan to watch the Florida Project soon, and eventually, and if that movie is just as like an 8 or 9 out of 10, then I think that Sean Baker is going to be a director that will be on my radar for whenever he announces his next movie, because I thought he did a great job for the directing of this movie. I also will say that I do like the cinematography in this movie. I do like some of the colors that this movie goes ahead and shines, particularly in that one party scene whenever it's New Year's Eve, and that's really the inspiration for these LED lights that I have in the background. I recently bought these and found this setting and I was like, this is perfect for my Anora review. But other than that, I just think that the movie was shot very well. There are like some great looking moments in this movie, particularly when Annie is looking out the window, and it happens twice. Like, I think that shot just looks so cool, and it's just even better when it's towards the end of the movie, because we do get that shot twice. One where it's like sunny outside, and the other when it's like snowing outside, and I do like the snowy version better. I also will say that I think they went ahead and told a really good story of this young woman finding love with a Russian oligarch, and the Russian parents like, no, we don't approve of this relationship, let alone this marriage. We're gonna get this relationship and marriage annulled. And the things that go down after like the halfway point of the movie is just fun and great to watch, because basically like after the halfway point, it's just the search for this Russian oligarch named Ivan or Vanya, and I just really found that part of the movie very good, of like this Russian oligarch family and Annie trying to find Ivan, and so they could get this annulment happen. And I also do really like how they went ahead and handled the relationship between Annie, Anora, and Ivan, Vanya, because I felt like they handled that very well, to where they are in like a loving relationship to eventually this ultimately falls apart, and Annie, Anora basically divorces Ivan, and the thing that just happens in like that plane sequence, and basically after Ivan is found, it's just some great way to like change the entire relationship between those two characters, because it went from we love each other to we despise each other. We're getting this annulment happening no matter what. I also do think that the cast in here also did a very good job. Now, there weren't any cast members that I can remember the names of from the top of my head, but like the actors for Ivan, Toros, and Igor, I thought they did a great job in their respective roles. But if I'm being honest, the best actor to come out of this movie, and really the biggest pro I can give Anora, is Mikey Madison. Now, to be honest with you guys, Mikey Madison was the main reason why I even wanted to see this movie in the first place, mainly because she did play Amber Freeman in Scream 5, aka one of the Ghostface killers of the franchise. So when I saw that she would be in this movie, I was like, oh cool, Ghostface is in another movie, might as well go ahead and check it out. And this was basically when Anora was coming out to digital for timeline-wise, for bit of context. And I think she did an amazing job in this movie. Like, I am so happy that Mikey Madison went ahead and won that Best Actress Oscar. That was like the one Oscar this year. I was like, please let Mikey Madison win that award. I do think that she did a great job in this movie. There's like a turning point in the movie when the movie's plot really kicks in, and I think that is where Mikey Madison's acting truly shines in this movie, and it's just awesome that this Ghostface actress can pull off such an amazing performance that it's not even in a horror movie relatively, it's just in this romantic comedy drama, whatever you want to call it. And this movie solidified me as a fan of Mikey Madison. Like, now I'm very much looking forward to whatever else she's gonna be starring in the future, and her upcoming SNL episode. And so while I'm not that big of a fan of like artsy or Oscar-worthy movies, there are some of them I like. I mainly stick to like the Marvel movies or some of these like Pixar, DreamWorks animated movies. I do think that Anora has to be one of, if not my favorite of the artsy Oscar-worthy movies, just because I think that it's just so good and entertaining, and it's just a lot of fun and a blast to watch. But there is like one big con I have with the movie, so let's get right into that. Now, aside from a minor nitpick that I have with the movie, and that I feel like that the movie does drag itself on a bit, just because of how good Anora is, I'm gonna let that slide as like a minor nitpick. What won't slide as a minor nitpick though is the adult content in the movie. Now, I knew ahead of time what I was getting myself into thanks to the synopsis and MPAA rating. What I was not expecting was the first 30 minutes of the movie just to be consecutive adult content. I don't really want to dive deep into it. Like, watching that, I was like, what are we doing here? Like, why does this even need to be in the actual film? Why couldn't this have been done off screen, or just not even have it be in the actual movie at all? Just those first 30 minutes, I'm like, why do we even have to do all of that? But really putting that aside, I do think that Anora is a very good movie and one that I really like, and I'm so glad that it won all of the Oscars that it did just recently. You can check out the Oscar video I made where I give my thoughts on the Oscar recaps, but I truly say it there. I think Anora is such a good movie that it definitely deserved all 5 of its Oscar wins that it went ahead and won. So for my scorecard, I'm gonna give Anora 5 stars, with the score out of 10 being 10 out of 10, with the percentage being 100%, with a grade of A+, with my final verdict being an amazing and fantastic love story. But that was my review for Anora. I want to hear from you guys. What are you guys' thoughts on this movie? Go ahead and leave that down in the comment section. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. And have a great day.